make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin.
Well, rejuvenation at this time of the year is the name of the game for many of us, and there are a ton of names of procedures that are thrown around and new ones coming on stream, so it's worth finding out what they're all about and exactly what they do. So joining us this evening is Clarity Medspa's Linda Murphy. Hi.
Hello, hello.
So this time, let's talk about how to properly pick the facility to provide the non-surgical enhancements all of us want to enjoy. Because we hear a lot about scams out there. How do we know who's legit and not so much?
So there's a fair bit of research, but I'm going to try and narrow it down. And I would say the first thing to do is to check credentials. And it's fairly easy to do. You go online, you go on their website, you click on that About Us, and you look for credentials. At Clarity Medspa, we are members of the Canadian Society of Aesthetic Nurses, not myself personally, but Chantel Ward, registered nurse. She's got credentials that go from here to...
Coming out the yin yang.
Yeah, coming out, wrapping around. So she's got credentials. I even would say, and she's a member of the American Society of Laser Medicine. She's a member of... She was actually the first, one of the first nurses in the early 90s to be trained at Mount Sinai on laser physics safety, and then she became an actual trainer. So when you dig down, just look for credentials. You can even check LinkedIn. When you go to LinkedIn, someone who has breadth and depth in their scope of services, they'll build their LinkedIn out. They'll build it out so that all the services and all the credentials that they have are there as well. So I would say check LinkedIn, check the website, and ask around.
Well, there's so many, Linda, there's so many new and innovative products flooding the market, and they all promise, the world. How much of the outcome is the machine itself, whatever laser machine or whatever it might be, and how much is the skill or the experience of the service provider?
Yeah, so you've mentioned two things, the device and the service provider. When we're moving forward with a new patient or a new client, there's three things that we're sort of marrying together. We're marrying the person and their wish list with a device. And then once you have the right candidate, you marry that person up with the right device. And then you need the right person working that device and operating that device. Devices don't stand alone. Many devices now have manual buttons, not manual, they're all preset. But people that come into our clinic at Clarity Medspa, their situation isn't always a preset button. So when you've got someone who has a unique situation, you need an operator that can think and say, okay, these are the presets. But my person that's, lying before me has a unique situation. You need someone that understands the technology, understands the problem or the wish list at hand, and that can marry those two together to give you the best possible outcome. So it's three things. It's not just the operator, it's the device, and it's the person that's with you.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is experience and expertise?
It's like a 12. It's not even a 10. It's a 12.
Turning it all the way up to 11 and 12.
Yeah, it's a 12. A 12.275. It's very, very important because you need someone that can think on their feet. Again, I go back to not everybody's the same, so not everybody's that preset button. So it's important to have that experience. And we've got, 20 plus years experience in this industry, lots and lots of experience.
It's really interesting when you see people who will, for example, spend 6 months researching to find the perfect black purse. And yet when they go to do something like this, they look at price. They don't do the research and look at the experience. It's 50 shots of Botox for $49.99. Well,
It always amazes me how people do not ask me questions. And then it's really, really amazing when someone says, sorry, I've just got a lot of questions for you. I'm like, bring it on. I like questions. I like a consumer that comes in that's educated because I know they understand the process and I can manage the outcome when they fully manage that outcome, what their perceived outcome is going to be when they fully understand the process. I would say 9 out of 10 people do not ask questions. And it's a little frightening. So I'm saying, people, listeners, ask questions. It's so important.
So tell us what questions people should be asking.
Okay. How long have you been in business? How long have you been doing this? Tell me a little bit about your team. What devices do you work with? You know, how many devices? Even if you're just coming in for laser hair removal, look around and see if they only have one device or if they have a plethora of devices. When someone has a lot of devices, you know they're in this business. They've invested in non-surgical cosmetics. So at Clarity Medspa, we've got that covered off. So you go down on our drop-down menu of services, you'll see all kinds of devices. So we don't channel people towards the only device we have. We channel them towards any of a number of devices that they could possibly need. So we're not like trying to serve them chicken when we only sell fish, if that makes sense.
There is a certain amount of trust that goes into it, because I know that I have been somewhere where I got a procedure that wasn't done correctly, as I found out later.
Yeah.
But I had no way. I guess I didn't ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And I was not encouraged to ask questions.
Yeah. And I'll even say, when people sign consents and they sign them blindly, I'm like, okay, you might just want to read that. Just read that and ask me some questions. Like, take your time and read it.
But if a provider doesn't want to answer questions and basically says, look, we're experts, don't worry about it, then is that a red flag?
Yeah, it's a red flag that they really don't know their stuff, you know. And almost everybody does a consultation. Most places will do a free consultation. You know, they'll do a 15 or 20 or 30-minute consultation. We provide free consultations because we like meeting new people. And my goal in a consultation is always, and I say to people when they book, why don't you come and see me? I promise you, even if you choose not to move forward with us, you will have learned something. And if you decide to shop, I'm going to set you up for the right questions, and you'll either come back to Clarity Medspa or you won't. But consultations, go in, see the space, meet the people, feel the vibe, see if that's the person that you even want to do business with.
Well, while we've got you here, can we switch subjects a little bit? Because
Yes.
we found out, of
What?
course, that Justin Trudeau is a cupper.
No.
Yes. It
Oh
was,
my
you were away.
God.
You were on holiday, and there was whole articles all over the place about how he is a cupper. And
So-
you talked to us about cupping procedures and
Facial cupping, body cupping, cupping for cellulite, and Justin Trudeau cupping. That's like better than the boxing ring. Like, I need to see this. Justin, if you're listening, I will cup you.
so yeah, on his arm. But he had some bruises, and that's because
It was static. So when you have cupping that isn't in motion, for aesthetic cupping, the cupping is always in motion. So you get that contouring and gliding. And for body cupping and for cellulite and fascial adhesions, the cupping is always in motion.
Well, that's where I've been using it. I've been using it around my IT band, around
Yes.
my knee. And I have found that it's, I do it in the shower with some body wash. Although Chantel told me 5 minutes. I'm like, I can't afford the hot water.
No.
But it seems to, and I leave it on for a little bit after I've massaged it a bit.
You can leave it on for a little bit. I can leave mine on for 3-4 minutes. And with the fascial adhesions, you can feel that separation of the connective tissue pulling away from the muscle. Where we were taught to use the foam roller. The foam roller it's counterintuitive. I'm compressing, you know, and the foam roller killed me.
It hurts like
And
heck.
it's like I'd have to see the chiropractor because my shoulders went up and I was in so much pain from foam rolling to loosen the IT bands in my legs. So this is good scoop, ladies.
Well, I just wanted to know if your sales of the cupping sets had just escalated since we found out the Prime Minister was in.
Well, I was away, so I'm going to just have to. I'm going to have to check the books for sure.
Well, they will now that we've told everybody about it.
Okay, so watch my Instagram, Clarity Medspa or Clarity Medspa TO, and when Justin comes in for his cupping, I'll post that.
Linda,
Hashtag Justin Trudeau does cupping at Clarity Medspa. Hashtag.
Linda, thank you so much for helping us out here and coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And
again.
how can people reach you?
ClarityMedspa.ca. Just go to the website and call me. Call me.
This is what she said. Stay with us.